Hello. Hi. How you doing? Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews, and welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary. Wait, where's the thing? Hey,
Where's
you
what
know,
thing?
my computer's acting up right now.
What are
And
you trying to do
it's not letting
exactly?
me. It's not letting me flow the way I'm supposed to flow.
Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary. It's me, Vic. Z Assignment is not with us this morning, but I brought in the resident rain cloud, the executive consultant. How you doing, fam?
I mean, I'll be fine. Y'all start calling me the resident rain cloud. I don't do anything that's like raining on anybody's parade. I just
What do
tell
you
it like
mean?
it is.
Well, just a
And
second.
when
Just
y'all
a
try
second.
to,
Just a
that's my
second.
line. That's my
Just a
line. Let's
second.
not use my
Just a
line.
second. Just a
You
second.
go with, know what I mean?
Just a second. Just a second. That alone is part of the rain that comes with Chris Harris. Okay. 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 You see how that right there is left with a thunderstorm in the background? Why do you think that is? Why do you
The
think
storm
that
is
is?
coming, perhaps.
Because the storm is coming. Yeah. So I bet you got a lot to say about this SmackDown, don't you?
Not at all. There we go. Let my man Vix cook. See y'all next week.
All right, man. Good to see you.
Happy New Year, Vic and EC. Happy New Year, fellows. Happy New Year to you as well, Jeffrey.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. You know, I don't want to start the show on a sad note, but I have to say this. I just want to give a shout out to the 39th president of the United States, Mr. Jimmy Carter, because he recently passed away, and I am learning a lot more than I knew about Jimmy Carter, and I have an enormous amount of respect for this man, for everything that he did post-presidency. And, you know, as this week goes on, you're going to see on Thursday that President Biden is going to give a speech and all of that. But, you know, the men's life was incredible. So, yeah, just shout out to him. I'm sure you'll see in the news how he's being driven around all over Georgia. Yeah, the guy's a true American, and I appreciate it. So, you know, just wanted to take some time to give him his flowers, well-deserved flowers. Anyway, back to the show. But this was quite an interesting way to start the year, don't you think?
No.
Why not?
It's very simple. No. We have to call it like I said. It's not a matter. I'm a rain cloud. It's a matter of I call it like I see it, and what I see. What's going on, George? What y'all plan for Vegas in April? Ask Big Daddy Cool, right? He will tell you what my plan is for Vegas. My hotel is already booked. It's starting off on a sour note because it's a 3-hour freaking show, man. Nobody wanted to see SmackDown on 3 hours.
Why not? It just started off with Cody Rhodes getting the business. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a problem with that.
Cody Rhodes came out saying, "Hey, I have nothing to do. What's going on? You know, or is me and Kevin Owens going to have a face-to-face for the 14th time in the last 2 weeks? I don't know. You tell me what's going on." Okay, he comes down. This storyline right now is getting so stale, they had to sprinkle in Drew McIntyre, right? In order for the storyline to get better.
I'm saying that. It was good. Look, it was good, though. Look at his face. You know what I'm saying? Look at his face right there.
Yeah, that's the face of annoyance because he's saying, "Oh, I can't carry this storyline myself." No, Cody Rhodes, you bore me.
What you mean? Like they setting up the whole group already.
Look at Z. Thank God he's not here today. Let me tell you what he does. This man's about to glorify this shit because he.
Well, first of all,
let me reveal everything to you all. Right, that's what I do here at Unpopular Review. Z is traumatized. He's upset. Let me tell you why he's upset. Let me tell you why he's traumatized. Last week was the very last episode of one AEW Rampage. So for that 3rd hour, he had nothing to watch. Oh, don't worry, Z. Here comes SmackDown. Okay, SmackDown get an extra 3rd hour. What are you going to do with the extra 3rd hour? How are we going to stretch it out? I know how we're going to stretch it out. Cody Rhodes is going to be in the ring, and Drew McIntyre's entrance is going to last 5 minutes. Right? That's how we're going to stretch it out. Let Drew McIntyre come in and smile at Cody Rhodes for 2 minutes while we listen to his music. That's how we stretch 3 hours out. Give me a freaking break, Vic.
Listen, first
What's
of all,
up with your show?
They setting up the group. Whatever group that is that's anti-Roman, they setting up this group. And whatever happens, I mean, truth be told, I think that this whole group is gonna screw Roman out of the Ulafala. That's number one, right? Number two, Drew McIntyre coming out there was a surprise, as you can clearly see from Cody's face.
I don't know why he's been on every Raw and SmackDown for the last month.
No, but the thing is that the other surprise was the hug. Like nobody saw that coming. Come on, you got to tell me that you saw that hug coming. Stop it. And the way that the little swerve, the way that he set him up, like this was, you know what I mean? It was
just a second. Drew McIntyre's been doing the same shit for 2-3 fucking years now. Like, what do you mean? Right? Yeah. Okay, he hugged him. Big freaking whoop. He hugged him and said the same thing. You and me go way back. Yeah. Hey, how do I do a Drew McIntyre promo? You ready? Let's go. Insert a wrestler and say you and I go way back, because every wrestler and him go way back apparently. Him and Sheamus, him and Cody Rhodes, him and Heath Slater, him and Jinder Mahal, him and Big E. Every wrestler goes way back with him.
Are they wrong?
But that's why Drew McIntyre makes it easy for everybody. And that's why they had to bring him in there, because Cody was boring as freak. And they needed to add Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre makes things credible in the 2025. That's why. 2024 and 2025. He makes them credible.
All right. I'll give you that. But what did he do? He told him to watch his back? Right?
Okay. And then Kevin Owens attacked him for the 14th.
And then Kevin Owens came in.
Yeah. Like no one saw that coming. Did nobody else see that coming? I saw it coming. They didn't have to show me Kevin Owens walking backstage with a freaking briefcase for me to see that he was in the arena. Okay. He was probably going to attack him.
So now,
as soon as they turned around, I knew Cody Rhodes was about to get attacked.
But everybody's excited about the match.
No, they're not.
And you know what? You know what I like about this whole thing? Just the fact that the Winged Eagle is around.
Just a second. That title's horrible. I don't even want to talk about that.
What you talking about? That title's
ugly. Why in the world?
You better recognize. You better stop.
Why? I recognize it for the ugliness.
This is why we call you a motherfucking rain cloud.
Because I tell the truth. The title's ugly. Cody Rhodes' championship is way better looking than Kevin Owens' championship. Kevin Owens can keep that championship and glorify himself by walking around like he's better than
the Winged Eagle. You better recognize.
The current WWE championship that Cody Rhodes is carrying around is a lot better looking than that freaking title that Kevin Owens is walking around with. And mind you, the one that Kevin Owens is walking around with is brand new because they made it bigger and they made it shinier. But realistically speaking, that title was never that good looking. People glorify that title for nostalgia purposes only.
That title
is ugly.
Yeah, that title is beautiful.
That title's ugly as hell.
Warrior had it. Bret Hart had it. Stone Cold had it. The Heartbreak.
Chris, stop disrespecting the greatness of the Winged Eagle European is wild. My opinion is accurate. That title is ugly.
Your opinion is not accurate because
that title is ugly. What is so attractive about that title? That's because of the black strap, big whoop.
You ever had the shiny ones? Those things were beautiful, bro.
Title's ugly.
Those promos, everything about that title is just
the Big Eagle. I loved. Right, the Attitude Era version was a good looking title. The original Golden Era Championship, as we're going to call it, is not that attractive. Not that good.
It's the best title of all time. They haven't made the title better looking than that.
No, y'all making it overrated. It's like Michin.
No. She is not overrated. You better stop.
Michin is way overrated.
First of all, you better stop hating. Maybe her husband is overrated, but she's not overrated.
Where's Freckles when you need him? I need my partner.
What you talking about? You just need somebody to agree with you all the time.
No, I don't. Just a second. If I said it and that means I agree with it. That's all I need, right? Yeah, and my opinion that I agree with, that title's atrocious.
Nah, man. So anyway, after all of this hate that we got, I can see why we call them the rain cloud, ladies and gentlemen. We have a nice little match. A nice little match between Andrade and Shinsuke. And in my opinion, I can
find some toilet paper around here.
Here we go. See what I mean?
This is what I'm talking about. No, you know what? Hey, can I tell a true story? That's what I do here. I tell the truth, right? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you a true story. I was trying to watch SmackDown Live. I swear to you, I was trying to watch SmackDown Live. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go ahead and watch in the middle and then catch up by fast forwarding. I'm going to watch it live. And then after I got the Cody Drew McIntyre drag along, I decided they showed me Andrade and Shinsuke Nakamura. I immediately turned on Madden and said, I can't do this. I can't watch this live anymore. It was no way I'm going to sit here and watch these two. Shinsuke's been back for how long? Can you answer that question? How long has Shinsuke been back?
About a month.
He's been back longer than a month. See, shows what you know. He's been back longer than a month. Who has he faced since he's been back? I'll give you a hint. Yeah. Right? And the other person he's wrestled was Andrade. That's it. Why am I watching him face Andrade again?
Because Andrade is in the title.
It's just like the Wing Angle. Y'all give Triple H so much freaking credit when he. Oh my God! For what? This man
you gonna tell me this
has a roster of 180 wrestlers, and you gonna tell me I need to see these people wrestle over and over and over again for months?
You gonna tell me this match was no good?
I'm gonna tell you I don't need to see it anymore, and I'm sick of watching it.
Why everything got to be fresh all the time? Andrade bores you.
You have 180 wrestlers. You're going to tell me I have to watch the same ones every week, face each other every week?
You hate it, bro.
Just a second. I asked the question. You're going to tell me that you're going to sit here and you're going to see Andrade versus Shinsuke on your card, and you're going to be like, "Oh, I can't wait to see that match."
Hey, listen. When we saw Andrade versus Carmelo Anthony for the sentence, Carmelo Anthony.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that that basketball player was a wrestler, but I did hear he can't miss though.
No, because when Andrade was finally Melo, like and nobody was. I didn't hear
what's Melo's last name?
I hate all of that name.
Just a second. All I want to know is what's Melo's last name?
Oh shit! I don't know.
But everybody was so excited to see him versus Andrade 7 times, right? But you don't remember the man's last name. I bet you. Just a second. I bet you know John's last name. Big match. The last time he's here, I bet you know his last name.
Stop hating on Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, you looked it up. Hey, it's good to have that technology, huh? All right, so
you know that I didn't use my.
Yeah, I already know it. Let me go ahead and watch out. Let me go ahead. Let me stop. Go ahead, Vic, because I don't want my name changed. I don't want my name changed. Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm about to change it to the rain cloud over here. But no, listen. They had a good match. They had a nice little series, so you can have it over and over. Listen, when Cesaro did it with Sheamus before they became the Bar, everybody.
What's his AEW name?
What?
This is AEW Cesaro. Antonio Cesaro. No, what's on the Wackness? On the Wackness every Wednesday, right?
Claudio.
When he's out there with the Dick Riders.
Castanelli.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm surprised. I don't know if you looked that up quickly, but good job.
Huh? Hang on a second.
Go ahead, do your thing. No, seriously. The match from when I did catch up was all right, but the fact of the matter is, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm the problem I had with Triple H. You gave me an extra hour so you can give me the same repeat matches that you gave me with 2 hours, and it's getting on my freaking nerves, man. I don't need to see Andrade is a talented wrestler. He can go in the ring. I will never take that away from him. Same thing with Shinsuke. I'll never take that. And Shinsuke has a great entrance.
Matches.
It's just they do, but you could at this point in time. He already views Andrade as a jobber. I need to see Shinsuke in there with somebody else. You want me to take him credible, but I can't take him as credible as you want me to because you haven't beaten up the same 2 wrestlers.
But
Andrade's been the third man in the U.S. title chase for a long time, getting his ass whooped.
But he's in the title picture, and this match was good. And
mind you, at the end, he keeps losing.
And at the end, but then what happens at the end? You know,
LA Hogan comes out. Yeah,
what is
let me talk to you, brother. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. What is this colors, bro?
Hey, anybody who's a fan of LA Knight, you thought he was a big fan of The Rock and Stone Cold. Well, look out, there's a third one coming, right? And what you going to do, brother? Yeah, when he comes out there, and now LA Knight does the same thing also, right? He comes out there, he always acts all angry. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna see you, and I'm just gonna be on site and blah blah blah. Okay, you're gonna lose again. You had a good U.S. title run. I thought it was pretty good. I know your partner didn't think so. I thought his title reign was pretty good, but he's not going to do anything to get the championship back. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, you know what I think is going to happen with him? I think he's going to probably lose to Shinsuke and then do something big in the Royal Rumble. Not win the Royal Rumble, but at least get close. and then get into probably a different title picture. Or
They have to
like
because he's so over. He's so popular.
Yeah,
I think he'll have a WrestleMania match. It'll be a struggle, but he'll have a WrestleMania match because he's that popular. You can't have him on the card. But really, he's going down from here.
Probably.
You know what? I would say
I don't think he needs a title.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't think he needs a title anymore, because he's got a lot of recognition. Even though that LA United States Championship was kind of cool, I wish they would have printed that and sold them. But yeah, I don't think he needs it anymore. You know what I mean? I think he can go chase something else. He did mention winning the Royal Rumble and going after the championship and all of that. But I even though he fought for that title before against Roman Reigns, so like I don't know where they might put him. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see him face John Cena.
I think he needs to go to Monday Night Raw.
Probably, and then go after.
I think the trade would give him a little bit of a refresh that he needs while he's still hot. But otherwise than that, on SmackDown, it's not much for him to do now. I want them to finally figure out what they're like. They mentioned the trade window and they've had for the last month, but they haven't mentioned when's it end, when is somebody actually going to sign? Because I think the only person who's officially signed in the trade window has been Braun Strowman. In the meantime, it looks like they're going to sign Drew McIntyre, but I think they just use it as an excuse to have him on Raw and SmackDown every fucking week. The same thing with Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn. I'm sick of a lot of shit with WWE right now. And I just came off. I went to last week to the Wackness pay-per-view, Companies In. It was stop. I'm still a bigger fan of WWE than AEW ever will be. Okay, the shit's a suspect shit to watch. But
I mean,
I'm sick of a lot of shit WWE and Triple H is doing.
AEW has a market now.
I'm definitely not watching Wrestle Kingdom. If I can't handle 3 hours of SmackDown, I'm gonna watch 48 hours of missing bodies on Wrestle Kingdom.
Now AEW has a market now because they're for
Teletubbies.
It's affordable wrestling. Because
affordable wrestling,
yes,
AEW,
yeah, because their tickets are way cheaper than WWE. So you know
what, you might not be wrong about that.
You know what I'm saying? So like there's still going to be a market for people that want to go to the show, and not everybody can go to WWE shows anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I cannot argue with your logic because I'm not even sure I'm going to Royal Rumble right now. Right now, a house show looks pretty bad to me, and they're not even having any more live shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely not watching wrestling.
I hear the Madison Square Garden joint was pretty expensive, and that was just a house show. You know what I mean?
Was that the one where CM Punk decided he was Earthquake?
Yep.
Or was that Chicago? I think it was in Chicago. No, Madison Square Garden is the one we decided to come down like it was Val Venus.
Nice. I love it. So now let me ask you something. What are they doing with Pretty Deadly? What is going on?
Pretty Deadly is a team that they are highly high on, so to speak, and
really?
It's good because they have a lot of talent. The problem is no one takes them seriously.
Nobody does.
A part of that is their gimmick, which is quite entertaining, but no one takes it seriously. And two, they have some pretty decent tag teams. The thing I think what SmackDown has the biggest issue on is that they have one tag team, in my opinion, that's head and above shoulders above everybody else in the tag team division on SmackDown. And I'm going to say it's going to be unpopular. I don't give a fuck because that's my opinion. And that's what Excellence does. Street Profits are headed above everybody else in that tag team division.
Facts.
Los Garza, as they now called, are a pretty good tag team. They're not on the level of the Street Profits. Great tag team, though.
Mm-hmm.
Solid tag team. Motor City Machine Gun, solid tag team. A-Town Down Under. All these are solid tag teams. But you have Street Profits, you have everybody else. Street Profits come out, they get a good reaction. Or they get a mild reaction, and then at the end of the match, they get a huge reaction. Everybody else gets nothing. Pretty Deadly gets nothing. Los Garza absolutely gets nothing beginning and end. Most of the Machine Guns gets but very little and that you actually hear in the crowd. And then DIY, Triple H, stop. They're not it. Let it go.
They're good heels. No, stop it. They're good heels. I like the heel work they're doing right now. Like this whole thing right here, because I didn't understand this, right? Because it was a heel like fight, but the fact that like DIY is like manipulating them and setting this whole thing up, I think it's cool. I think they're good like Weaselly champions. you know, kind of like the Miz and how the Miz uses people in order to get his stuff done, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Why?
I
When
think
did we?
I think it's good.
When did we? When did we?
See all the hate,
No, because this bothers me. I feel, when did we as a culture start liking mediocrity the way we like and accept mediocrity? DIY, sure, they're fine heels, but they're not main event caliber talent. They need to be on WWE Superstars or WWE Velocity. They don't belong on SmackDown. They're not it. They get no reaction.
Yes, they do. Johnny Wrestling
no, they
gets
don't.
Great reaction.
Johnny,
especially in Cleveland.
Yes, that's it. Yes. How many cities are in the country, Vic? It's not enough. They were in freaking Phoenix, Arizona. No one cared about this match.
But now here's the end result, though. A lot of people care about the Motor City Machine Guns.
No,
you know what I mean? Because of
if you're not in Michigan, no one cares about the Motor City Machine Guns.
What are you talking about? There's people in LA that care about the Motor City Machine Guns. There are. They're getting better.
Did they have Little Detroit in LA or something? Because there's nobody cared. In Phoenix last night, no one cared about the Motor City Machine Guns. The loudest reaction they get is when their pyro goes off. And if you notice, Triple H gave them so much. You could tell people Triple H gave them so much pyro, so you can not hear the fact that no one's cheering for him, right, during their entrance. They didn't want that entrance to be that dead, so they had to give him pyro after pyro after pyro after pyro. Stop. He needs to stop. We need to stop with this. Apollo Stooge, I thought was funny. Like them more than DIY. I like anybody more than DIY. Fact CC, Triple H equals BFF mid booking. And that's true. He takes his guy and he always tries to push him to the top. The shit's annoying. Stop doing it. I don't need to be watching a program full of your best friends who won't get any kind of reaction simply because you like them back when you used to push them NXT. He confuses himself for everyone. No, I watch the product. I open my ears. I listen. I hear nothing. And my TV's on blast. Like, come on, give me a break. Nobody said anything. There was absolutely nothing. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about another mid bullshit thing that happened last night on SmackDown, apparently, which is Chelsea Green in America versus Meechin. And let me tell you, another bathroom break is incoming. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
By the way, throughout this entire night, nobody has a locker room in AEW. Tony Khan must have a lot of money, but he has no locker room money because nobody, not the AEW World Champion Moxley, he does a promo 2 minutes into the New Year's show here on Dynamite from a hallway. It's him, Marina Shafir, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Uterus in a hallway. And they're in a hallway. MJF is in a hallway later. MJF is in a boiler room. I don't know where he's at. Cope. We'll get to that. Cope is in the hallway too. Everybody's in the hallway. Like, what is going on?
Well, if you let Mariah May tell it, Mercedes Moné has her own room. So much so that no one ever sees her until she comes out. So I guess she's the only
one. Anyways.
Oh, typical Vic.
Yeah,
I can't wait till next weekend. So, SmackDown penitentiary, right? There's Vic up there. Here's executive consultant, and apparently we're going to talk about I'm sorry, I was about to say United States champion coming out, Chelsea Green, because her entrance music was playing, but I forgot the match was about Piper Niven, right? The match is about Piper Niven. But we have to go ahead and chant for Chelsea Green because she's so much more entertaining against a Meechin who also got absolutely no reaction. What do I think about this match, ladies and gentlemen? You ask. This is what I call this is a trash bag, right? So I'm going to have this over to the side. That every time SmackDown, Raw, NXT, that they give me something that I believe is trash, I'm going to bring out the trash bag. This was trash.
Anyway.
You ever watch football flag on the play?
Anyway, look how proud Chelsea Green is to have that United States championship. She's not the first Canadian to go all extra hard, when winning this thing. I think Kevin Owens did a pretty good job of doing the same. And, at first I was just like, really going to give it to Canadian first, but at the same time, I also said that this thing was going to be tag team. Like tossed back and forth between her and Michin. One thing that Michael Cole mentioned that it should be another dumpster match. That's an idea, because that thing was pretty cool.
Of course.
But the chemistry that they have, I like it. I think it's cool, and everybody knows that I'm a Piper Niven fan. You know what I mean? I like to pipe the big girl because I like to pipe the big girl.
Name your top 3 Piper Niven matches.
What you talking about? The match that she had in her hometown in freaking in Scotland.
Who did she wrestle, Vic?
I don't remember.
Exactly my boy. Exactly my boy. Y'all make it so easy.
No,
y'all want to hate on me?
You know what the thing is? The
problem with Piper Niven. I'll quote my tag team partner. No one's looking for Piper Niven. I'm a Piper Niven fan also. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. I think she actually proved most of it last night. I think she did a good job against Michin. I think Michin's solid. But no one cares about these two, and I feel like
they got to be put on the
watching
stage.
These 3 intertwine for the last 5-6 months.
Look, there's always going to be a part of the fan base that treats the women's matches as a bathroom break, right? Unfortunately,
do with women's matches. They put on some fantastic matches.
Unfortunately, right? But the thing is that look, they got to get built up. This is a new title. There's a new. You know what I mean? A new brass ring. And they got to build this up. Not everybody in the fan base is still like completely with it. But I think over time they will be. I think that this choice to make Chelsea Green this champion is perfect. She's going to weasel her way around with it, probably hold it for a little while, and then they're going to get all excited when Michin takes it off of her. Right?
Oh my God! So you mean to tell me you have to watch them wrestle each other for another 6 more months?
No, probably not. I mean,
does Michin know how to wrestle anyone else?
They should. Do
they know of anybody else in the locker room? Do they exist?
But look, because I have a feeling that this is also going to be opportunities from people that come up from NXT and things like that, and this thing is going to be, a nice big brass ring, just like the Intercontinental Championship. So I'm here for it. I'm excited. And mind you, Chelsea Green, she's very entertaining. She's entertaining here.
Just a second. Where does she know how to wrestle other people if I'm always constantly seeing her wrestle Chelsea Green and Piper Niven every week? Like, I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying any of these people wrestle bad. Why you hating on Mia Yim so much. I am not hating on Mia Yim. I am saying that for a roster that is full of talented people, men and women, I should not have to watch the same matches every single week. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people hate on Vince for doing this shit. But it's worse now because there's 180 wrestlers, and you give me 3 hours of Raw and 3 hours of SmackDown. You gave me the mid-card title because there were too many women on the product for you to at least have them go after the women's title. Why am I seeing them wrestle each other every week? Michin's been locked in a program with these two for 5 months. Give her something else to do. Give Piper Niven something else to do. They're very talented. Chelsea Green's the only one I think is overrated, and I don't think she deserves that U.S. title, but I can see why they decided to give it to her. I don't agree with it, but I can see why. That is my issue. Y'all sit here and y'all talk like I'm over here. I'm saying that they all suck. I'm not saying that. If I think they suck, I will tell you they suck. I'm saying they don't suck, and I don't need to see them on my TV screen every week if they're going to wrestle the same people. That's what I
look at the story here. Look at the story here. You know,
this is bullshit right here.
The two people that are going to fight over this championship, and then eventually it'll probably move on to somebody else. You know what I mean?
With who?
They're telling the story.
NXT,
telling
yes.
a good story.
Well, SmackDown with who? NXT, yes. She was on NXT for about 4 months there with the rest of the daggone, what do you call them? I forgot, the OC or something. And she had good matches. She had good matches with Jada Parker. I'm not denying that. But SmackDown's what people watch. And on SmackDown, you tell me who else she wrestled that match was like astounding with. She had a good match with Nia Jax, right? When she ended up getting squashed. I like that. But realistically, when you speak about it, I'm telling you, she's been involved in the storyline for way too long. Chelsea Green looked like a fake-ass Wonder Woman. Good job, Charmaine.
That was funny. She kind of does, though. She kind of does.
That's a good job.
She kind of does, though. You know what I mean? But I mean, the story's being told. It's good stuff, man. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. You know what I mean? So now next, guess who comes out?
Ladies and gentlemen, himself.
Yes, and this was pretty refreshing to start the year. With a little bit of Paul Heyman and a Paul Heyman promo. Now, what I liked about this promo was the kind of the setting the story straight about
one match that she had. I mean, one other match she had. Keep going.
So no, what I liked about the promo was just how he pretty much set the story straight when it comes to Roman Reigns pretty much grooming Solo for the Ulafala, right? And how they were basically going to bestow it upon him, and then they set it up to where, oh, he stole it, and then he brought all of these people in that weren't a part of that weren't allowed to be part of the family and all of that, and he kind of closed the gaps, so to speak, and I appreciated that, and then Solo comes out, and then they had their little talk. So I mean, this whole thing was interesting, right? So at that moment, I was just like, I wonder if Solo ends up winning the match.
100%. Solo's beating Roman on Monday.
I think
Paul Heyman just told you. Paul Heyman, if you listen to Paul Heyman, he always tells you what's going to happen, and he pretty much told you what's going to happen. He, of course, he had to cater it towards Roman, but he told you what's going to happen. Notice he didn't say spoiler alert or anything like that.
And the reason I say that is because I think that at least I can't really see them doing anything else with Solo if he loses the Ulafala on Monday. You know what I mean?
I can.
Because I think that Roman Reigns will automatically just go to the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they would necessarily do in that situation. But I do find it interesting because it kind of makes it a little bit more unpredictable. Even though at the same time, this whole thing is giving vibes of Paul Heyman turning on.
Correct.
Paul Heyman turning on
Roman. 100%.
Roman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this whole thing is kind of, the little red pocket square.
Mm-hmm.
And
which he's been doing consistently is having a little bit of red in his stuff.
I
think 1 week he did not have it, but the other week he's had red in it. The fact that he made sure that he has to be the one to hold the Ulafala. Paul Heyman pretty much telling you the story of how everything went down. It comes to a head. Now, I'm not saying for 100% certainty I think Solo's going to win. That's who my money's on right now is Solo winning because I think Solo needs it more. Where I don't see Roman, if he wins it, he's still going to be without a tribe because I think Jimmy Uso really wants to try to do something on his own. Jay has to go do something on his own. We'll talk more about that later. That man's way too popular for him to be falling back in line, so to speak, in a tribe. He just is. Same thing goes with Sami Zayn. So whereas I think Tonga Loa does have a lot of personality with him, and Jacob Fatu, we've seen how he's done. I still think they still have a lot more left to do with Solo. So I think for that sake, it's going to happen. What I think it might be different is Solo or Roman. One of them is going to end up being on Monday Night Raw. I think it's going to be Roman, but it could be Solo because the way SmackDown ended. And I'll talk more about that later. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I personally think that if it's not The Rock, then it's going to be somebody else added to the bloodline to the point where to basically be Solo's Solo, if that makes sense. Like, you know how Roman Reigns introduced Solo Sikoa and ended up winning a match. I forgot which match it was, but that's where Solo came out from. Oh wait, I think it was Drew's match. Yeah, where Solo came out and then just like screwed him out of the match. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else comes out, whether it's Zilla or whoever. You know what I mean? Whoever it is that they have up their sleeve who hasn't been introduced. I
don't need any more. I don't need any more Samoans. I'm sick of them.
There's a lot of Samoans. What do you mean? This whole thing is about Samoans.
I'm done. It needs let it
who
go.
Else are you gonna put in the bloodline?
It needs to end. It needs to end. It needs to. Let me tell you when it needs to end. It needs to end at WrestleMania 41 with Rock and Roman. If they can get it there, let's get it there. Let's have Rock come and screw Roman out the Ulafala, right? Say, oh, it's me all along, Rock. And then that sets them up to have a one-on-one match without a championship at WrestleMania. Boom. And they can have a fight for the head of the table for all I fucking care. I don't need more bloodline. Let them all split up. Let them all do their own thing. I don't need to see Zilla. I don't need to see Kukulu and Leo, whatever fuck the house name.
I think that's what's gonna happen because don't you remember
I'm
when
done.
The Rock pulled out the tree?
No, I don't need. I don't remember. Well, burn that shit to the. Where's Seth Rollins? Burn that shit to the ground. I don't need to see anymore. I'm done.
You're gonna keep seeing it, and it's gonna be the Samoan dynasty. Don't hate. Started by the head shrinkers. You heard? Here comes the rain cloud. Hating on.
It's not like you have enough. They dominated for the last 4 or 5 years, and it was entertaining. It's not as entertaining anymore because everybody's got their own personality, gone their own way, and Roman's taking too many freaking breaks. Just let it go.
The OTC is going to come and do all the things. He's going to come and do all of the things.
What? Beat up some people and then take a break? Like, why are we following this blind dude? Like, I blindly why are we following this dude? Because it pissed me off the SmackDown main event because once again
what?
Roman lost at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
he left. Right, Biggie. He left. Right, Solo was there. Solo was running things because everybody left him. Roman came back, said, I want to be head of the table after a whole summer of Solo taking care of business. Roman like, I want to be head of the table. Solo soloed him, put him in his place. Roman said, I need help. Where's my tribe? Where's my tribe? Right? So after being disrespected by Roman and having a revolt against Roman, here comes Jey Uso and then later Sami Zayn. Sami said, all you got to do is apologize and we're right beside you. Roman said, you're not your family. Man, Jey, we don't need him, blah, blah, blah. I'm not apologizing. You get the fuck out of here, little one. Right? I want to say little N-word, but I don't say the N-word. But that's what he said. Get the fuck out of here, little N-word. And they still joined him. They still joined his ass. Jay Curry had a whole intro where they showed a whole segment where Roman's looking at it with disgust, but for some reason they're still behind Roman Reigns, right? Then they bring in CM Punk, they win. Roman says, "Okay, I won. Let me go ahead and go on a boat and go fishing." Meanwhile, the rest of the Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn get beat up every week by the Bloodline still, and all Roman says is, I want my little father back. It's going to be me and you one-on-one. I'm not going to come help out the fact that the people who help me getting jumped every week. I'm not going to do shit about that. I'm not even going to mention that. I want my necklace back. But we're still just following Roman Reigns. That's what we do. We just follow Roman Reigns.
Because that's the OTC.
Stop saying that. Okay? What does that mean? What does that mean? Why do we follow this guy who only cares about himself? I don't understand. I see what Kevin Owens is talking about. I see what Drew McIntyre is talking about. I see what Seth Rollins is talking about. It's ridiculous.
What are you talking about? Listen, first of all, it's the same reason why you got so many people that follow Donald Trump. They love the selfishness, okay? They love the ego, and that is what comes with Roman Reigns. He is the OTC. He is the guy that everybody pays to see. Didn't he do that promo that said, all of this is mine. Everybody come to acknowledge me. Is it not? Did he not say that?
I don't know who's worse, you or Steven right now.
I don't know. Did he not say that? Are those not the facts?
I don't know who's worse. I need a break. Y'all get on my nerves. Y'all killing me.
And mind you, listen, this is who the machine has been behind for the past 10 years.
Haven't you been a Roman Reigns hater?
He's no John Cena. No, I just accepted the truth. You have to accept
I did accept the truth. He's a selfish prick.
You have to accept the outcome of the election. So Roman Reigns is the guy that everybody wants. Roman Reigns is the guy that everybody picks, and everybody has a bunch of OTC shirts. You know what I mean? And if he wins, then everybody's gonna buy a bunch of little followers. You know what I'm saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, I need a break. We're going to take a break because I don't know what
the tribal
chiefdom I can't do it.
Was deposed upon him by his father and his uncle, right? And Solo decided to steal the Ula Fala. He didn't earn it. He came in and he brought in these thugs and then just tried to run Roughhouse, right? But what happened to him at Survivor Series? The best in the world came in and helped him out and took him out. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? All day. But anyway, let's take the break before we talk about DIY.
Oh, God. DIY. The Miz fought Dexter Lumis tonight.
Who?
Dexter Lumis.
Lumis is not Dexter Lumis. Isn't he like Scion or some shit like that?
No, he's Dexter. They call him Dexter Lumis. They acknowledge that he's Dexter Lumis. Yeah.
No, they don't. Stop it. He's gonna have some funky cult name like Scion or something.
No, what is a Scion? No, it's Dexter Lumis.
It's a guy that looks like Dexter Lumis. I'm telling you, he's not wrestling as Dexter Loomis.
He's wrestling.
Double check that guy. Right?
Just a second. He is wrestling as Dexter Loomis.
That's not his cult name, bro. Hold on.
He's not in a cult.
He's
in a faction, sir.
No, he's in a cult. It is a cult. They fucking killed a guy. What are you talking about? This is exactly a cult.
But he's still alive. We just talked about
there's been like 3 or 4 cults in professional wrestling. Dungeon of Doom was a cult.
Okay.
In WCW. Mm-hmm. And Wyatt Six and the original Wyatt family. Ministry of Darkness tried to kill a man. They tried to kill Stephanie McMahon. Remember? They tried to crucify her.
That wasn't trying to
Dungeon of Doom. Dungeon of Doom was trying to kill Hulk Hogan.
Dungeon of Doom definitely was trying to kill Hulk Hogan. Yes.
The Wyatt Six, they lit multiple people on fire.
That was Kane.
That's the Wyatt family. And then the Wyatt Six killed Chad Gable and many others backstage. Rest in peace. How Chad Gable came back?
That's not what he said. Rock is Ulafala over AEW World Title. Well, you don't see the World Title, so sure, you're right. Yo, what's up, Steven, Willie Beeman, and Scion is Carter. You're watching the SmackDown Penitentiary. I'm filling in for Z is Silent. Of course, your host, the Mark Vic Rodriguez with his nonsense and rhetoric today, but that's fine.
What you talking about? There is no rhetoric. You just over here hating. You know what I'm saying? You just love to hate. Love to hate.
I just can't accept this mediocrity that SmackDown is giving us each week, and Raw for that matter. NXT is the only product that gives me something fresh every week.
You know, you're showing your age.
Just a second, aren't you older than me? Like, what do you mean?
I'm saying though, but like, you know, I should be the grumpy old man over here.
I'm not grumpy. I'm watching a 3-hour-long SmackDown when I want to go to sleep. Right? I'm watching a 3-hour-long
SmackDown. Go to sleep.
And
come on, man. Trying to go to sleep at 11 o'clock.
No, I'm watching. Sir, what's next? What's the next match? I'm about to prove my point again. What's the next match?
What you mean? Like it's something that you're gonna complain about. You know that.
Oh, trash on the play. Trash on the play. Right? Yeah, let's talk about it. DIY comes out to no pop. No, you don't even deserve to be on your show. No, you don't deserve to be on your show. You said next week you're on Christmas, New Year's, Groundhog's Day break. You're on President's Day break.
Come on. Yeah, listen, I gotta save us because you yeah, exactly. That's how I feel right now because you want some bullshit. You and Steve, y'all go ahead and make y'all show. It's called We Hate Everything. This is what we hate. You go on and you rant for an hour. Go do that because SmackDown was amazing. I'm sorry. How is a wrestling encyclopedia such as yourself not satisfied with anything? What are you satisfied with wrestling right now?
You want to see Wrestling Encyclopedia, and you know a lot of information, and you know that back in the day and back in good times, you didn't see the same match every freaking week.
Yes, we did. We got Stone Cold versus The Rock every freaking Monday on Raw. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We got it for 3 WrestleManias. We got it for about 20 episodes of Raw. We got Triple H.
That 3-year span, or that 3 WrestleMania span, which was actually like 6 years. There was only one time they wrestled on Raw. One time they wrestled. Okay, somebody in chat check this, man. I guarantee you, there's The Rock and Stone Cold did not do just one match on Raw. I can't. No. That year from 1999 until 2003, so it was 4 years. They only had one match on Raw, and that was the night after WrestleMania 17.
I mean, wait, how many times did John Cena face Triple H?
John Cena
or Randy Orton or Ed.
Randy Orton, I agree, and I was sick of I was sick of John Cena and Randy Orton, and I was sick of John Cena Edge. There's only I've mentioned on this show multiple times. There's only one long series that I ever liked, and that was the Usos versus the New Day. Besides that, I never liked people wrestling over and over and over again, especially when there was so much talent. You keep talking about it, but I'm going to keep bringing it up. Chelsea Green and Michin do not need. There's other talent. Where's Blair Davenport? Like, can you throw somebody else there to take an L?
Where is Blair Davenport? Nobody cares about low budget Jamie Hayter. Why do you keep bringing her up?
Why do you bring up somebody else? Sorry. Why do you say that no one is checking for her, but I tell you that she gets the same reaction as Michin?
She gets the same reaction as Michin. She's not in demand like Michin is. Go check social media. That's where the pulse is. You want to talk so much about pops. The pops don't even come from the TV screen. Your pops come from social media.
Mark, can you check the last Michin shirt for me, please? Can you do that?
Go check them. Here we go. That's still not the pulse. The pulse is social media. Check it. Check it. You and Steve, y'all do this every single show. Y'all try to dissect. Y'all sit there and talk about pops. Nobody give a good dog damn about pops. I guarantee you they don't. But you know what they care about? They care about social media interaction and demand on social media. Now go put in Twitter Blair Davenport name. I guarantee you she'll have less than 100 once.
Neither one of them are doing any moves though.
Somebody check if Michin is on.
I don't need you. If you're going to ask me who gets more impressions on social media between Mia Yim and Blair Davenport, I guarantee it's going to be Mia Yim. However, you're missing my point. The still is neither one of them are moving any needles. That's what I'm telling you.
That's a Michin shirt. I like it on site. You get your ass on site.
How much it costs?
Too much for me. I ain't paying $30 for a shirt.
Also, let me tell you this. Let me tell you how you know it doesn't sell. What's the size say? Can you buy a small?
Yeah.
Can you buy a medium? Can you buy a large? Can you buy an extra large? Can you buy a 2XL, 3XL?
So you're saying if fat fans don't buy it, it don't sell. That's what you're saying. If fat fans don't buy it, you don't sell. You body shaming. Why?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why SmackDown was so good. Triple H is just saying anybody can. He's turning into Tony Khan in front of my eyes, right? His nose is so big anyway. He might as well start snoring. This is what I saw on SmackDown last night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call a pin. All right, you see the pin? All right, now this is the front side. You can't see it, right? But now I turn the side here. This is what we call the back. Now it's going to move. I literally saw Michin do that last night to somebody, right? And they talked about it on commentary. Okay, talked about it on commentary. What the fuck is going on? I'm about to fire everybody. I can't even fire two of the people on the show. If she want to throw the bus somewhere, let her do it. Like, she wants to throw the bus, let her do it.
I'm sorry. You just said you can tell by the shirts that are being sold there. I'm sorry. I buy more shirts than people that I know, and I'm a big dude.
You buy more shirts than me too, but you're going to tell me you home and try to find a shirt in your size sometimes?
No. This ain't about that. I just said you don't leave fat people alone.
Answer the question. I said
just leave fat people alone.
Look up for a shirt that has a certain size and it's sold out.
All I'm saying is leave fat people alone.
Question.
I'm not answering that. I don't know the answer to that. I'm saying because I'm here to defend big people.
Papa Knox, there's no reason to defend big people. I'm
here to defend big people.
I'm making a point, right? Because obviously, if anybody's defending big people, Michin's going to defend big people, not because she's big.
I thought that would be Piper Niven.
No, it's going to be Michin, right? Because she got to protect her husband because no one else is. Look, all I'm saying is
everybody looking for that.
Oh, but nobody's looking for him, right?
I just wanted to say that leave big people alone. And no one's buying those 35 shirts, those $35 shirts no more. That's not fair. They're $35 to $40 a shirt.
You were surprised to see Michin have a shirt, be honest.
No, they all have shirts.
No,
Zack Ryder had a shirt. Anybody can have a shirt.
Mark, can you look up a Blair Davenport shirt real quick? This motherfucker.
I don't think there is a Blair Davenport shirt.
No, because there's not everybody has a shirt.
I don't think that exists.
See you on TV. Why does she have a shirt?
Okay, hold on. Fuck out of here, Dice. You know you're not looking for Motor City Machine Guns. No one else, right?
Okay, let's time out. Let me address that because just because you and Steve do this thing when y'all, you guys are definitely getting it wrong when everybody, quote unquote, everybody or nobody's checking for these people. If nobody was checking for these people, why would they be signed? Why would they be signed?
Because Triple H has a soft spot in his heart for them.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm. Two
guys that were instrumental in what we knew as classic TNA. Hall of Famers in TNA's book. Could throw in Bobby Roode.
Look at Jacob
throw in
Fatu.
Samoa
Don't say that.
Joe.
Don't say that shit. Say what?
You could throw in those guys there. And you mean to tell me, as far as what the grounds of TNA was built upon, talent-wise, nobody was checking for them? You already had AJ Styles. You already had Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, James Storm. You already had those guys there in WWE. And the only thing they need to do is jump ship to the one big major promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's checking for them?
No one is checking for them.
Tag team. We're talking about best tag teams in the world of the modern day era.
Mm-hmm.
Motor City Machine Guns are in there. And you mean to tell me nobody's checking for them to be on a main platform?
I know
to
we
be
don't
on the monopoly that is WWE?
I have all day because I'm off the next 2 days and I ain't going anywhere out this apartment. But I will say this. If you were to ask me the top 10 tag teams of the 21st century, Motor City Machine Guns are not in there. I know Cody Graves likes to go around saying your tag team's favorite tag team. You know why he has to say your tag team's favorite tag team and not your tag team? Because your favorite tag team is in business and they might like the style of the Motor City Machine Guns. But very few people who are regular Joe blokes are going to sit here and name Motor City Machine Guns as their favorite tag team. I'm sorry, it's not happening. He even goes further. If you listen to him, he even goes further and says, you may not have known about the Motor City Machine Guns, but I guarantee this person has it because he has to save face because he's a fan. And I appreciate that because he's in the business and he grew up with them.
Anybody who's a fan of tag team wrestling
that's not true.
Anybody who's studied tag team wrestling,
people
we're not talking about old school.
It's the same principle. It's the same principle. Listen, what I'm saying. They talk about Legion of Doom. They talk about Demolition, right? They talk about those kind of teams. But a lot of people don't talk about the Rock and Roll Express, but they were just as big.
The Rock and Roll Express.
They were.
Oh my God.
The Rock and Roll Express were. They're the Motor City Machine Guns of the 80s.
Oh my God. So I guess nobody was ever checking for the Young Bucks if they would decide to go WWE.
I've given you, as much as I hate the Young Bucks, I've always said I've given them credit for the fact that they've gotten themselves more over than they ever should have for a team that did not start technically in the WWE. I've always given the Young Bucks that respect. And I don't like the Young Bucks, but I will give them respect. They would have gotten a reaction if they joined WWE. Pentagon on Monday is going to get a reaction. If he and his brother, the Luchas, would have got a reaction. The Motor City Machine Guns, as much as they're influential, hold on 1 second, as much as they are influential, as much as I respect them as a tag team wrestling team, they are not over in WWE. They're not. And that's what I want.
They need to build their names up. Like, why
that's unfair.
Automatically, are you acting like all wrestling?
I'm telling you, they're not going to get over. Their gimmick's not going to get over.
I think they will. I think they will. Like and the guys put on good matches. And now here's the thing.
Blair has a shirt.
When it comes to the Young Bucks, like they're in the perfect place because they put on really good matches. AEW is about good matches, like Will Ospreay and all of that. You know, it's about good matches. Swerve Strickland, he's putting on some of the best matches you've ever seen from him. So like that's what that shit is about.
Who? Swerve?
But real quick to go off of that, you want to know why?
Lost record in the last 5 months. Go ahead.
No,
you want to know why they can do that and put on quote unquote good matches because they have no fucking characters. They have no characters. They have nothing to bring their general audience into. If somebody literally just changed the channel to AEW and be like, let me check this out, they're going to compare it to WWE because WWE will find a way to suck you in. Pause. AEW doesn't do that. They used to the first 2 years. Yeah, I was intrigued.
Brand new when they had, you know what I mean, and everybody wanted something different from Vince. But now that Vince is gone, you know that's where.
Let me ask you this real quick. Did you watch? How much TNA did you watch? Like the 6-sided ring TNA.
I watched TNA a lot when I was younger.
Okay, when you first saw TNA, what do you remember that made you be like, I want to know when this comes on again. I want to catch this again.
The very first time I saw TNA, they had some kind of battle royal with the 6-sided rings, and I remember seeing Christopher Daniels do the one wing angel or something. It looked like a pedigree, but it was a sit down version. I saw a lot of wrestlers. I saw AJ Styles, and I said, "Hey, these are some very talented people," and I liked it.
Yeah, so I was introduced to AJ Styles at TNA.
So in AEW, is anything currently making you outside of your desire to watch pro wrestling, right? And it's because what we do, what we talk about. Is there anything that you can say, I have to tune into AEW to watch?
MJF.
I would say MJF now after that promo that he just cut on Moxley. I would say that. Yeah, I would give you that.
About
But
the whackness now, what makes me tune into AEW?
yeah, yes.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing makes me tune into AEW. If I didn't have this channel that we're on right now, I would never watch AEW. That's not true. There is one person, and when I was at Companies In last week, there was one person that had me stand up on my feet. You could ask Katie because she was with me. The only person that made me stand up on my feet was Sasha Banks, and then I got an argument. Oh my god! Then I got into an argument with a AEW twerp, right, fan that was like 2 rows in front of me because I was like, "Let's go." I said, "Let's go, Sasha," and they were like, I said, "Thanks," right, with a list because he's a fucking nerd, and I'm looking at it like. I'm like, don't be stupid. You know who Sasha Banks is. She's the motherfucker in the ring right now. I know y'all want to call her Mercedes Monday, and yes, that's her name and all that other stuff. But she's
cares about Mercedes
more known by Sasha Banks. She has not gotten over that yet. She's trying, and she's doing a phenomenal job every single week. But you know why I like Sasha in AEW as opposed to most of the wrestlers in WWE right now? Because if outside of Chris Statlander for 2 months in a row because Camille got let go or released or going through issues or something like that, she's been wrestling a different person every fucking time.
Has she really got released?
No, I think they're going through issues or something like that, but it's really, really heated because Chris Statlander was not supposed to be her opponent. It was supposed to be Camille. But my point is that she's wrestles a different person every time. Even though she might win every time, she's wrestling somebody different. She's not wrestling the same person on the weekly television show every fucking week. That's where I have my problems with. And I'm not going to get over that. Despite that. Despite what people are saying. Anybody. And despite what people are saying to a certain extent, she is elevating them because she's making them look good in their L's. It's kind of like what Roman did when he was the world champion. She's trying to copy it.
Nobody looked good. Nobody looked good when Roman was Roman handing out L's.
That's debatable. That's
debatable. He was smashing, stacking, and pinning them. What do you mean?
Stupid. Shay, I will tell you this. You put Motor Machine Guns every single week from now until WrestleMania. Every single week. And I guarantee they will still get the same reaction. Their gimmick is not getting over on the main roster. And that's not me telling anybody that their gimmick's not getting over. That's the truth. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing. Their gimmick's not getting over. Don't care what anybody says. Companies in AEW tour.
It needs time, bro. They just got it. It needs time.
DJ, that is true. That is my opinion, just like it's your opinion. And I respect your opinion, but I'm telling you. And if I'm wrong, like I was, since y'all like throwing in my face so much about Liv Morgan, I'll admit that I'm wrong, right? I'm a Liv Morgan fan now. But the bottom line is, she had to change her gimmick. I didn't think AJ Styles would ever make a main roster. Now he's one of the greatest of all time. But at the same time, he's not the same AJ Styles he was when he was in TNA. Motor City Machine Guns are not going to get over it if they stay the way they are right now. That's my opinion.
Wasn't it the same thing was spoken about DIY and when they were on Raw and they got the SmackDown. It was just that Raw was not their crowd. SmackDown is their crowd. So maybe in Motor City Machine. What do you mean? Oh, I'm not doing this. Then what do we got?
Champs? Because Triple H said, here, take the titles. That means they got over more on SmackDown. Now, granted, I'm going to say here and tell you, Dice, you're right. I think they're doing better on SmackDown than Raw. I will give you that. But are they over? They're not over. Are they better? They're better.
I think they have great chemistry. As far as with DIY, I think that Johnny Gargano.
The truth is that they don't get a pop. That is that's the truth. My opinion is that they're not going to get over ever on the WWE main roster. That's an opinion. But truth-wise, they're not getting a pop. Yes, that's what I said. I hear I read the comments too.
What I found weird about this match is how Legado del Fantasma and Pretty Deadly came out to kind of ruin the match. Is Legado del Fantasma getting a face push?
I don't know what it is.
Last night was the first time I saw fans react to the 2 tag teams. I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. It's the same crowd though. You said Legado del Fantasma. Yes, they are. It looks like they're about to get a face push because there's nothing else for them to do. I don't agree with it because I think what's his name?
Santos Escobar.
Yes, I think he's a phenomenal heel.
Yeah, he's a star.
Correct. And I actually think that Los Garza, even though they're capable of being baby faces, are not there yet, but I could be wrong and we can see what's going on with them. They do need a change though, so this might be the best thing for I will say, and I'm going to give you a spoiler.
Los Lotharios was great when it was handing out the roses to shorties in the crowd. I thought that was great. That was Papa's arrogant bullshit. I liked it.
Yeah.
I like Humberto. I'm a big fan of Humberto. I think he's very talented.
I like Garza. I think Garza was the one that was touted as the next second coming of Alberto, and but I don't think he didn't have the size. He didn't have the size, and I think that was the issue with Garza. But he was clearly a Vince guy, though. He was definitely a Vince guy, because remember, he was getting pushed on Raw a lot for no reason.
He was getting pushed on Raw a lot, but he also got moved back to NXT after that. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, he was. Ladies and gentlemen, watching Unpopular Review, SmackDown Penitentiary, Z, Savers from EC, as well as EC here. Vic will be back in a moment. Please make sure that you're liking and sharing and subscribing this to all of your Wrestling Timelines group. And definitely stay active to us in the chat. Eddie G, he is, in my opinion. Eddie Guerrero, he is not. A lot of people are big fans of Angel Garza. I've never seen it out of him also, as in to make it big, right? I think he's reached his ceiling. He was good at NXT for a while, though. Elektra is another star. Elektra,
she is another star. She is another star. She definitely needs a push.
Trace Leches is a star.
Facts.
I have to see more of her in the ring. Angel, that guy. Okay, I disagree. I think Humberto's better. I think Humberto's more talented. That's my opinion.
I like this spot.
I like the ending of this match. I thought it was very well done, because neither one of them should have taken the L. So it was very well done. But now it's like, are you going to make it a fatal four-way? You're going to put Pretty Deadly in there, or are you also going to put?
I think you have to.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. But then at the same time, what about the Street Profits? Because they deserve a shot in there too. And I was surprised not to see him on SmackDown last night.
Facts.
You said something earlier.
I don't think
the Profits are. They are legitimately the best tag team on SmackDown.
What?
I don't think that as much as we want them to win the titles, right? There's still something about the Profits that needs more character development. We still don't know what they are, who they are supposed to be. And that's ever since the Bobby Lashley thing, we don't know what the Profits are supposed to be. They get start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. The thing with B-Fab as their manager, I think it's a cool little flex for them, but what else is there to the Street Profits, right? Like, just give us the breakup already. If you're not going to do anything with them as a tag team, just give us the breakup.
I mean, they don't have to do the breakup. I think
they don't have to do the breakup, but just give us a separation.
Because look, they teased the separation for the New Day, and the way that they executed that was beautifully. You know what I mean? Where they had the breakup, but not really. So and now they're getting Dominic Mysterio heat, which is freaking incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they could do something like that. You know, maybe they could dump B-Fab and then get booed off the stage. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they could do something.
But nobody would care. Nobody would care about B-Fab.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's why the whole thing with Big E was brilliant, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because everybody loves Big E, and even though I think the New Day was 100% correct in what they said to Big E, and
everything that they said was correct, and everything that they said to each other was correct. They pulled out straight facts on each other.
Yeah, but
right?
I don't think that Big E's done. I don't think he's done.
I hope he's not done, because he's acting like a straight terrible friend. Angel Garza has more personality. He can talk better than Humberto. I don't disagree with you. I completely agree with you on that. I just am a bigger fan of Humberto than I am of Angel Garza. This is a 3-hour show now, yet there were still solely stars that weren't featured. My point exactly, Mr. Houston. That's what I've been trying to say for a lot of times. For a 3-hour show, I think it was just a 2-hour show stretched out. Granted, the people who probably produced SmackDown, and I know technically it's the same producers, but still a little bit different in different areas, aren't used to a 3-hour show, so they have to get their groove. They added stuff into it, but like I said, there was a lot of stuff I could tell was they could have cut out and added some more people to it. But I agree with you, Calvin. Todd
says this is the first 3-hour show. You kind of you'll get a flow for where you can do in the first 3 hours, especially on SmackDown. Anyway, Raw's been 3 hours for like 12 years or something like that. So they have a better. I think they have a better placement of how things should go. But also, aren't the talent are also coming off of the holiday break, whatever? They got like I don't know, like 10 days off or some shit like that. So like, give it time. It's the first one.
I can't agree with you on that. I see why you say that. I'm not disputing what you're saying, but I can't agree with you on that as far as the talent coming out of break, which they didn't even need that damn break, if you ask me. But whatever.
I'm just saying, like, if you know that SmackDown, if you know that Raw is coming up on Netflix, right, which is the big deal. I thought that this was a big show for SmackDown. Even if you were missing some talent, it's still you had pretty much the meat and potatoes of SmackDown running the 3-hour show. Like every focal point of SmackDown that's been a point on SmackDown for the past month was featured, right? Like even this interaction here with Sammy and Carmelo Hayes, right? And then and Hayes hears, "Do we have a problem?" He thinks it's on his side, right? Which I thought was funny, right? But it plays
who's on his side.
That was exactly. I think that what Carmelo was doing, as far as character wise, is really good. It's really I don't want to say underappreciated. I think it's very underrated. But if he is going to Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Mello does have a good ring to it. So
it does.
I'm all for it.
It does.
That
actually sounds really good. Wouldn't mind seeing it, but I think he stays on SmackDown. I agree with Street Profits not breaking up if they're not going to have a concrete plan for Montez. I think just might as well keep them together. Go ahead, Mark.
I like this whole thing right here, the way that they're slowly pushing Carmelo Hayes as a point, as a way where he's like,
I'll address this.
That's your name.
He's just overly confident.
I had a real quick question. When you get done.
Like, Carmelo Hayes is overly confident, to his detriment in certain places, especially when he goes against Braun Strowman. But at the same time, like, he's paying his dues. I don't know if he's going to be paying his dues for another year, but he's definitely paying his dues, and I'm here for it. Because he's a smaller guy. Compared to these three guys right here, look, he's the shortest in the room. And these guys aren't known for being big guys, so he's got to get his name out there with his mouth. And he's doing that. And he's getting punched in the face a lot with that. Man, listen, now you got to do that.
He also, you had to do it because let me tell you, that didn't sound right at all. He's getting his name from his mouth. That sounds like he's going around the block. Let me address this real quick, and then you can ask your question. Put Andre Escobar together. I hate that idea, and I see why you're saying that. But my thing is, and I feel like they're doing that too much on WWE product. They used to do an AEW product. Why am I putting all the Hispanics together? Like, stop. Please stop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I saw they put all the black people together. It's all representation.
I don't like it.
Like Pentagon is going to come out with Rey Mysterio, and where are they? Where are they? Where's the show going to be? Where is it?
I don't remember.
In LA.
In LA. What does LA has 8 million people.
Okay,
they're not all Hispanic.
No,
about 5 million of them might be Mexicans.
No, but okay. What does LA
I'm sorry to LA.
Wait, what does LA translate to? What does LA translate to?
The Angels.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Is that English? No, it's not.
Okay. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
You're going to tell me Los Angeles is English? You're going to tell me San Francisco, San Diego, San Jose, San Antonio? You're going to tell me all of that is English?
Stop. No.
Fly, bro.
It has nothing to do with that. Stop.
I'm telling you. I mean,
so because
Mexico,
because of
you go
one
to LA,
city,
all the streets
because
of
one city and one state, they have to put all Hispanics together, is what you're telling me.
No, but they're going
to. Why couldn't Penta come out with just himself?
They're going to capitalize
on
the fact that a whole bunch of people in the audience are going to be Mexican. And it's not about Hispanics; it's about Mexico.
Have you not seen that meme where they're like, LA? I'm sorry, if the Lucha Bros go to WWE, Triple H is going to open the door and there's going to be the LWO.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
Of course. Why not?
I saw New Day talk to Rey Mysterio last week. They said, "Well, who's going to your partner?" Right, and then they click in my head, and I watched it over. I said, "Oh, okay, I get it now." I was wondering why Dragon Lee looked so sad because about a year ago they were calling him the next Rey Mysterio.
Can you see a white boy? Can you see a white boy in the Hurt Syndicate?
No, because they don't allow it.
Exactly. Exactly. Same thing.
But that's because MVP is really, really, really pro-black. Like MVP, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a true story. At day one, a few years ago, Migos came out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was Street Profits versus RK Bro for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And they had Migos slated to come out with RK Bro.
Mm-hmm.
MVP threw such a fit backstage because he felt like Migos should have came out with the Street Profits.
Okay.
Why?
Why not? Because he's pro-black.
Okay.
It's representation.
I would call that pro-black. I would call that pro-black though. But that being said, Migos put the stop on that and said, no, we want to go out with RK Bro.
Yeah, because they were bigger. There's more money.
What? Because people love Randy Orton. That's really
what it is. People love Orton, dog. People love Orton. When they realized that Orton loves rap music, like, and then when Orton was on Call of Duty, he yelled out the N-word. They didn't care. They didn't care. It was like, oh man, he said it. That's wrong, but it's fucking Randy Orton, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you don't really get a pass. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass, but it's kind of fucked up. But it's like, it's Randy Orton. I kind of get it. I assume that all white people slip up and say the N-word or say the N-word because they listen to rap music. I just assume it at this point. Like, I just assume it. Like, it is what it is. It's one of those things with Orton. You can't stop somebody from saying it. But okay, all right. But if they say the word in the way that Hulk Hogan did, we got a problem. But Hulk Hogan ain't saying his professional career.
Not everybody cares about context when it comes to that word. Some people
don't care about context.
If that's the case, people don't care about context. Period. We don't need to put all the Spanish together.
If people cared when Randy Orton said the N-word, he did not get no time off of TV. It was nothing. I don't know where you got that
from. Here's the thing. Nobody cares about the LWO, but the LWO still sell shirts. You know why? Because in this country, representation is the only thing that matters.
Well, also that, and Rey Mysterio is still one of the most popular wrestlers in wrestling.
Yeah.
Calvin Houston says what's also infuriating is that Waller, Theory, and Vinci will only be used as jobbers. Some things just don't change. Now, here's something I will give Triple H shit on, and I will also defend him on. Waller, he's a fan of, and I can tell he's a fan of. Theory, he's not a fan of, and I can tell he's not a fan of. Why? Because Theory's push deaded so fast when Vince left the company, right? And Vinci was never supposed to get a push, but they brought him back up there. But he saw Triple H end up seeing what Vincent saw him in the first place, why he kept his ass at NXT. The man has no personality to be on the main roster, right? He's only doing it as a favor to the other two. That's really what it is. You said you want to ask a question, Z. What was that question? Because I'm actually kind of curious. You disappeared. Well, your voice disappeared.
I'm sorry. I got a phone call. Where the hell is Kiana James?
We want to see her because apparently she might be in the back and catering too. we might
she got drafted by Raw and nothing happened.
She got drafted by Raw, but we're going to have to see Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria for the next 5-7 months, according to y'all. So, does it matter?
We love Dakota. That's okay. Right, you don't remember Kiana James? It was her and Tiffy time was, compared to each other. They had a similar gimmick.
Kiana NXT. James from NXT, she used to always have a purse. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing about her. Her entrance had a helicopter.
And she wore pink and black. Mainly black. But continue, Mark.
So now, y'all see this segment right here? Where Kevin Owens bumps into Jey Uso.
With that ugly-looking championship, yes.
With the most beautiful championship ever. Don't be hating.
It's an ugly title.
Don't be hating. That title looked like it could be broken easily.
Thank you. That's why it was the hardcore championship.
No, it's a replica. But
I know that, but I'm just saying, like when you got when somebody holds it up and the main plate and it has those little prongs on the side that's not supported by the strap, it looks like it can be easily broken. And Mr. Perfect broke it back in the day, but it always rubbed me the wrong way. I gotta agree with EC that the Attitude Era wing is, I think that's the most symbolic if we're talking about the lineage of WWE. Like, I think the Winged Eagle World Attitude title is head and shoulders above the rest. Like, even these modern titles that they have today I still think it looks better than those. If you would give me that back, I'm cool with that. Big Eagle title all the way. Big Circle Eagle title, whatever they call it. Attitude
it's the
Eagle.
Big Eagle. It's the Big Eagle. This is called the Winged Eagle. And I'm just not a fan of the wing. I'm exaggerating when I say I think it's ugly. I don't think it's ugly. It's just not my favorite championship.
I did like the different variations of the straps that they had. So I mean,
look, I like the fact.
Pause, Vic. Damn.
Yo, you crazy, man. Black gay shit. What was I gonna say? I like
Triple H is doing petty and jealous of guys like Austin Theory and Giovanni Vinci. You got to explain that one to me because I've never heard anybody say, "Sorry, I'm just irritated." I feel you. I've been irritated all day, Mr. Houston.
So now, look, this segment right here is what leads me to believe that Solo is gonna win. Because Kevin Owens just bumping into them, talking about watch your back and all of that. There's definitely some kind of secret plot going on where they're going to go after the original bloodline for everything that happened previously. And what I like about this is that you're kind of bringing other people into the bloodline story. And this right here is a nice little nugget, in my opinion, because you're definitely going to see more of that. Definitely going to see more of that. And I can't wait for Monday because, more than anything, I want to see how they progress on the bloodline story, and that's one of the things I like about those.
Please stop
those segments. You're a hater, man.
This storyline is over.
And then, mind you, and then it led to this promo. This little promo in the back with Cody Rhodes. It was pretty nice. It was a nice little. Okay, now he's running outside.
Trying to get computer part. Hold on. I want to talk about hypocrisy of you taking him out because he ran outside. Yeah, you've done this show in the park. You've done this show on the bus. You've done this show on the damn train. I see you have a marching band in your background and you're still on the show. And because he went to go get the part so he can be back on the show permanently and not just on his fucking phone. Like, come on, man. The worst thing about what his screen right now is the fact he's wearing some Los Angeles Chargers shit. Which he should have. He should have had more to say.
Chargers in the playoffs. Let's go, man.
Lost what? Lost what?
Here we go.
Yeah. Los Ángeles, ¿verdad? Sí, exactamente. Cero miedo. That's right. Cero miedo. That's what's coming on Monday. Okay.
Kevin been part of the bloodline from day one, Vic. On the train, the plane, and the car, right? He's the first ever Dr. Seuss. That's where he got the idea to write the book. The train was a hilarious moment. Go Birds. All right, go Birds. All right. Go ahead.
So yeah, no, like,
we about to talk about the main event? Stop right before we talk about the main event so I can run the last commercial, please.
All right. Bet. So just this little promo right here, the way that he's setting it up, the way they're setting Cody to look hurt, the way they're setting up everything, I think is just a good way to make it seem like Kevin Owens can really win this title. Because, I mean, like, the seasoned wrestling fans know that this is just filler for the Royal Rumble, right?
It's a long filler, too.
Yeah. So, like, but the way that they're doing it and the way that they're going to have this ladder match, I think is interesting. I think this ladder match might steal the show. Kevin Owens is known for some big bumps. Cody Rhodes could definitely put on a show. And how it is that they do it, we'll see. Now, at the same time, because it's a ladder match, there could be a way where Kevin Owens can actually win the title. I highly doubt that they're going to do that, but there could be a way. I mean, I don't know, just to make it a little bit more controversial. But we'll see. We'll definitely see because I find that interesting. But my main thing is just that, like, it's kind of predictable, but not that predictable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now the second to last match was quite a doozy. It was definitely quite a doozy. Because I thought this was going to be a squash match, to tell you the truth. I thought it was going to be filler. And the reason
match of the night.
No, but the reason I say that is because unfortunately, I'm used to Naomi being, like the Brooklyn Brawler type, where like she just.
How's she a Brooklyn Brawler? She's a multi-time world champion.
No, but what I'm saying is just that like I'm used to her taking an L for somebody big. You know what I mean? I'm used to her being.
Well, that's exactly what happened here, right?
I'm used to her.
She took an L.
I mean, no, but the thing is just that she took an L in a way where they made her look really, really good. Because
so now she has a legitimate argument to being in line for Tiffy time, right? Like she can say, "I softened up Nia for you."
Facts.
You won because of me. Bianca also has that same argument. She wouldn't have gotten the pin if Bianca didn't turn Nia Jax's big ass and drop her on her face. So,
oh man, that spot was beautiful.
It was. I didn't think she was going to flip Nia's big ass. But while I'm at it, since we didn't get no Bailey on the screen, I'm heartbroken. No first SmackDown of the year. I got no Bailey. I didn't get my shaved head queen. Are you kidding me? Nope. This is disgusting. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
You know,
3-hour show, guys. Get them.
Speaking of Bailey,
they could have had Bailey out there because
shout out to Naomi's ring gear for riding, showing a lot of thigh action there.
Facts.
You talking about for riding her crack because speaking of Bailey, was not ever properly covered.
I think that Bailey, I think that Bailey should go after the United States Championship and put her in that whole mix with Piper Niven and them. You know what I mean? Because like a Bailey going after another world championship, in my opinion, makes no sense. Right. So like I think they should do that. But as far as this goes, I gotta give it to Nia Jax because I feel like she had a good run. Especially this time around. I feel like she definitely had a good run. She put on much better matches. This match, I think was really good. I think she made Naomi look great. I think she made Bianca Belair look amazing. And to be honest with you, like when it comes to the end, I thought it was interesting the way that they did it. I think they could have executed it better, but I think they did it because it was the beginning of the year. I don't know if I would have held this for a pay-per-view, but I think they just did it because it was the beginning of the year. You know what I mean? Oh, this cuts off. All right, let me.
Who put the comment? Where's the comment that said Bailey doesn't need a mid-card title? Who put that up there? George. Can you put that up there, Jim? Okay, George. I want to see something
to finish her Grand Slamness.
I want to say something in rebuttal to this, right? The fact that there are now mid-card titles, if Charlotte doesn't get one, Bailey doesn't get one, Naomi doesn't get one, not like even though they all have Hall of Fame careers, you best believe they're going to get a mid-card title before their career is up. I believe it. I believe it. EC, is there any just straight world champion in the Hall of Fame that didn't even get one mid-card reign title? Was Brock the one? Was it Brock?
Brock's not in the Hall of Fame. Brock will be the first official one if you don't count the Undertaker, because the Undertaker kinda, but at the same time, Undertaker won the Hardcore Championship. So I don't
even want that on my fucking resume.
He won the Hardcore Championship. You can also make an argument for Hulk Hogan.
I thought Hogan was the lone one.
He won the tag team title though, so this depends on whether or not you count that as a mid card title or a world title. This depends.
Yeah, I think tag titles. I think tag titles. Well, in my opinion, I think tag titles. I don't think they're mid card titles.
I think Stephen Willie Beeman is behind. I can see why you said that, Z. I don't disagree with you. Nia and Naomi have great chemistry. That's because they're family. And they're good friends backstage. So yes, they do have great chemistry. They put on a very good match in their third match of the month. So it was good. Anyone can get that mid card title. Vic had a permanent pause. Brock, that's it. I think Willie's behind. Brock never won one, but he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. When Charlotte Flair comes, you know what she's going for, the WWE Women's Championship, because she's Charlotte Flair. People are already calling Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. My problem with that is I don't care where it is. you have to throw Bianca Belair somewhere on that card. So they have to figure out what's going on. Bianca has to be on that card somewhere. I don't see Naomi not having a spot. I don't see Bayley having a spot. That's why I said WrestleMania is going to be very interesting this year because even though it's 2 nights, they still only do like 6-7 matches per night. And you have
you can give me a fatal 4-way on the SmackDown side of things.
I mean, you got to remember something though. They're gonna put because WrestleMania now, even the big pay-per-views, it kind of stretches out into SmackDown. So some of those matches are gonna happen at the SmackDown beforehand.
We also got the chamber. We got the chamber. The chamber will kind of, unmurky some things for us as well. But quick question: what do we think about the blue canvas on the ring? I like it. I don't think it can work for Raw. I don't think it can work for Raw, but it's a good little. I think it's a good little differential of the brands. But if what we saw is true with Netflix and all those fucking logos on the canvas, I don't want that shit. That shit like a boxing ring. Just one in the middle is cool. Yeah. None is even greater. But would it have like 8 or 9 fucking logos? I don't care about all of them.
I mean,
6?
Truth be told,
I'm not.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing stuff like that on people's gear, the way that Brock Lesnar does sometimes. Like when he comes out with T-shirts and different logos, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to that level. I mean, Vince was very
like
big,
soccer jerseys.
Exactly, or like I wouldn't be surprised if WWE turns to like NASCAR in that sense.
Oh my god,
they have advertisements on everything.
Well, was the Prime Station on SmackDown last night?
It was on the side.
It was on the side.
It was on the side, but
I wasn't looking for it.
But
I'll say this:
it wasn't on the canvas.
WWE's canvas actually used to be blue. So when I saw it last night, Mike had to call and tell me that it was blue. I didn't even pay attention, and I was like, "Oh,
it's like a darker hue of blue, though. Like I remember the old school canvas. Yeah,
it blends in okay, so I'm fine with it. Raw definitely can't have it with the red because it would just be too loud. Kind of like the old Hell in a Cell where they try to make it red, and I never liked it because I just thought it was too loud, even though I knew what Vince was trying to do. I hope what the technician put in the chat room earlier is not true, and that's not the new Raw mat because that's just going to look ugly.
I think when the picture was taken before SmackDown, and I think that they probably was trying to get like a visual test to see how it actually look on camera. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that it hits. I don't think that it hits at all.
I hope they said exactly what you just said. But like the way WWE and Triple H and Nick Khan's working lately has been all about the money. And I just feel like, that's what they agreed upon, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Prime Station is not there. I thought not. The Prime Station was not there.
They have to do screen tests at everything they try out. It's like that's the one thing I did learn about when I was watching Total Divas, when Naomi had to practice her entrance with the glowing shit. And like they had like hours before SmackDown, she had to practice it, and then they would go, all right, run camera 2, run camera 3, give me main camera, and then like do it again. And she had to do it like 3 or 4 times just so they can get every camera angle to see how would this look on TV. So maybe that's what they were doing.
They do that with every new thing that they do, every entrance, everything. They have to do it because they're not going to. Your first time out is not going to be your test run. So I appreciate that they do that, and I'm sure they do that with the Wackness too. But I appreciate that they do that. SmackDown Flow last night didn't seem like 3 hours. It definitely did for me. And the reason how come we're going to talk about in a second after we take this commercial break. Why another part happened, and I'm like, 3 hours ain't for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Really? You want to know why Nia lost? In all honesty, you want to know why Nia lost?
I knew Nia was going to lose a long time ago, and I said that
she lost because she didn't have the curls. She didn't have the curls.
She had the yams though.
Yeah. That post
face. Let's finish talking about this. I thought that Tiffany Stratton was going to cash into Royal Rumble. I always said that I knew she wasn't, because I knew they want to give Nia a lengthy title reign, and I felt like she deserved it. And I think she did a very good job with it. This being the first SmackDown of the new year and 3 hours, I can see why they did it. Great reaction Tiffany got for this win. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. I felt like ever since NXT, I used to say that I believe she's a star. In much way that I think that Jada Parker is a star in the NXT right now. I think Tiffany is a star. So I wish Cap was still in the comments that she's not. This is one I'm talking about when I say you can build new stars. It's not every time you give me somebody new, I'm sour against them. That's not true. If I see it, I'll say it. I've always seen that out of Tiffany. I think she's fantastic. I think her work is fantastic, and she's going to be a star.
Yep.
So congratulations. I didn't want to see Nia lose the championship. I just think she's such a great underrated talent that can get that crowd's reaction. And I'm big with reactions. He teases me about it, but it's the truth. I'm big with reactions. Nia gets a reaction. That woman be in the ring, she'll botch a move, and she'll just put her hands up, and the whole fans will be on their feet booing the hell out of her. That's what you want. This is the kind of reaction you want.
You're talking about Nia, right?
Yeah, you're going to. Yeah, I'm talking about Nia. But now you have her with that championship, and a lot of it's just sometimes because she went in to cash in. There's a lot of people who get cash in, gets a pop, even though they suck. I'm talking to you, Nikki Cross.
I think for me, I'm not really a fan of Tiffy Time, honestly. She can wrestle better than at least 60% of the women on the roster. And her moonsault is goated. It's up there. Her and Jacob Fatu, goated.
It was interesting to see them back to back somewhat last night. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was just for me, and I put immediately in the chat. That was just a good moment, right? Like because of Nia's asshole attitude towards Tiffy, and it's the classic formula, right? You can talk down to somebody like they're a dog and berate them and make them, give you the sad puppy-eyed look when the main person goes off the screen in the screen, the camera's still there, and you're looking at Tiffy and she's looking up and her eyes are all sad. It's cool. It's easy to tap into emotion like that, right? Like that's how they suck you in, pause, right? That's how they get you. But for everything that Candice LeRae has been doing to Tiffy Time on the back end, yeah, I thought that it was arguably top 5 moment for the women cash in my opinion. I probably have to look at more about those because it's only been like 5 years of 7. Okay, Michael. I'm thinking about what Michael Cole said. It's the 5th time that it's happened on SmackDown.
Second time.
He said 5th.
I think he said 5th time.
Wait.
Or something? I don't know, but it's been second because I can say every time.
I do remember 2. I do remember the word 2. So you might be right. Might be the second time a woman on SmackDown done it, but the 5th time on SmackDown, yeah, because Corey Graves was like, "Oh, Melo's money." Okay, calm down. We know she's your wife. Like,
I know what it was. It was like the first. So of that 5 times, the woman that's cashed in was the first time they won the world championship.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. But like I said, for me, I immediately put in the chat, it's the top 3 moment women's cash in ever for me that I could think of off the top of my head.
Easily.
Just because, and that's a testament to Nia's character work. Right?
Who's your top 3? I'm sorry. I'm curious. Because they all suck to me. Most of them suck to me.
I thought Carmelo's was good. I mean, I thought like
it number 1. This might beat it, but Carmella was number 1.
This warranted the situation. I can't really put Asuka there because Asuka's cash in is not really a cash in, but it's still a moment because she was Miss Money in the Bank, right? But it was the sentiment of the moment of Becky being pregnant and Asuka being happy for her. Like I will always love that video whenever it comes on my timelines because it was such a genuine moment because I really don't think that Asuka knew what was about to happen in that segment. I don't think she knew at all. It didn't resonate with her that like, oh, she's pregnant. Oh, you pregnant? Like, did she realize this bitch can't keep the belt?
Yeah, no, because she was like, really? Yeah, I remember that. She was all like, really? You are? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't kayfabe? Like, you know what I mean?
She didn't know. But I'm going to go with Carmella, Tiffany Stratton, and I will say Bayley is my top 3. I was
going to say Bayley, but no.
Yeah, well, Bayley, I liked it because I just liked it. 3 of the champion times has been against Charlotte Flair. Let's be real. It would have been number 4, but they decided to give it to Bianca Belair, have her take the L, and that's when EO won. But and I was there for that one, but I wasn't too happy about that one. We gotta go on. Love that Tiffany won championship. Steven Willie Billy Beeman, nope, not going to happen. Brock will be. Nia is definitely going to be.
Steven Willie Beeman is on fire in the chat right now. He's showing up on the chat more than he is for shows.
That's well, he had to do one comment. He showed up for the chat. Vanessa Hudgens was behind the commentary team last night and went in the ring and did a yeet thing in the ring with the Usos and Cody Rhodes after the show.
I love Vanessa
Money in
Hudgens.
the Bank is 100% successful. He's actually sponsored by them, Vic. There's Bailey, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, EO, and now Tiffany, all the women. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll come back. We have main event to talk about. This has been an hour and 34 minutes. I'm sorry. Thankfully, I won't be on next week for SmackDown as I'll be freezing in Vic's home city.
Got my parts.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
To me,
Previously on the Mike Knox Show.
this was the best part of SmackDown. Don't apologize to me. You need to apologize to Jay. I love Sami Zayn. Okay, and I did not want him to be back part of the bloodline. Yeah, did you call it? Yeah, I didn't want to be called. I didn't want that call. As my daughter would say, please tell me, Dad and Agatha, if you haven't seen it, they're going to bring Wanda back. No, baby girl. Just vote for it for me. But I said, no, baby girl, she's not coming back. Please? Okay. Speaking of wishful thinking, right? I wishfully didn't want to think that they were going to bring him back part of the bloodline, but they did. Like, I get tired of seeing black wrestlers like that. Like, they act like every black wrestler is from the hood, right? Meechin, she acts like she's a black gangster and she's Asian. Like, I
got Asian mafias. They got Asian
gangsters. Crime Time was the same way. I'm just getting tired of that's the only thing that black wrestlers can do. So I've always been a big component of what the character of what David Otunga was able to do. Not what David Otunga was actually able to do, but the character could have been huge.
Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. Other YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it. Hold on here. Is it the barbershop? Is it the barbershop? It's the barbershop. I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Mike Knox Show, which you can watch every single Monday at 6 o'clock p.m. The show for the intelligent wrestling fan, the award-winning show for the intelligent wrestling fan. But you're watching the SmackDown Penitentiary. Up there, talking on his video game system is Z. Also up there, writing down God knows what is Vic. And I'm the executive consultant. We're going to talk about the main event for SmackDown last night in this 3-hour show. Bloodline came down at exactly 9:21. 9:21. Then came out the Usos. Well, commercial break, a backstage segment, and then the Usos. And the Usos entrance lasted, I didn't even see this, LA Knight versus fucking Shinsuke Nakamura next week. Good for him. Out comes the Usos for a 12-minute entrance. 12 minutes. 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen. 12-minute entrance for the Usos. Let's talk about it. Let's speak about it. Vic, you go first, and you can bring Z so you can save us from your nonsense.
What you mean, my nonsense? Don't be hating nonsense. Because listen, the OG bloodline is back in business, and they doing their yeet thing, and they're selling their OC shirts. The Usos are back together. You know what I'm saying? And they yeeting all day. Now, I understand that you want them all to be singles wrestlers. They can all do that. They can roam around like the New Day. They could do all of these things because they have what we'd like to call is versatility. Main event Jey Uso is not going to stop being main event Jey Uso because he has one night as the Usos. There's nothing wrong with that, Us. All right? So don't be hating. Don't be hating. Don't be hating.
You put them back together for them to take an L. So
that's fine if they take an L. It doesn't matter. Look at the pop, man, Mr. Pop guy. All right, you love the pop. Everybody's eating. Everybody loves to do that. You know what I mean?
It's for the greater good.
Yeah, it's too popular to be taking all these L's he takes.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. He still sells 8 different shirts in the top 10.
Continental Championship.
Now we care about shirts. Now we care about merchandise.
Apparently, this is what gets you guys hot. Pulse.
Change the IC title. Change the IC title. Right?
He didn't change the IC title.
Yes, he did because he added the blue to it.
Yeah, they added the blue. They added the blue the same that next week. They did.
Shout out to Mike Knox, the Intelligent Wrestling Fans host, because they will tell you. He didn't say this, but I'm just saying. Period. You would know that the reason how come they put color into the title because they were going to add a woman's title, and it would look bland as hell if it looked completely like it did before. So as soon as they realized that, they changed it and put the blue.
I don't agree with that.
It's the truth. If they
I think that they realize that when you're looking at it on screen, when you do your screen test, as we spoke about earlier, when you do your screen test, it just doesn't pop. There's nothing on that belt that pops. Every single thing on a title that they have, there's a pop. Something pops on it. Even when people didn't like the NXT Rainbow John, right? I loved it. Well, I like colorful shit anyway, but for me, I liked it. You like a little color. A little color can go a long way. But just that little hint of blue where it's supposed to be the world, it makes sense. And if we're talking at a time where equality is a thing for men and women's wrestlers, if there's a women's title, if there's a women's world title, there's a WWE women's title, they should mirror each other. The only difference should be the strap. And I think that's a good decision on WWE part.
It would not have looked good for that old championship title. It was designed to have a white strap and be for the women. They had to add color to it.
Which old?
That title right there. Before they added the blue, they had that championship for 4 years, and they never cared. I'm telling you, it's because they added what they said they're going to make it a women's Intercontinental Championship, and it did not look right without having color into it because it's for the women. So they added color. That's why it happened.
Who's on WWE Shop right now? Go to the replica belts.
Okay.
Let's see the replica belts. But
he sells. Jay's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. I'm a big fan of Jey Uso. I just think he deserves better than what they give him.
I think that he's right. I think that he's. I said this shit. I think it's been on Rikishi. He got. I said that shit 4 months ago. He got to shut the fuck up. Let the shit pan out. If you want fans to let shit pan out, you got to shut the fuck up and let the shit pan out, just like we do that. Like you don't have no say. You don't have no say in nothing. You stone cold nothing. Big can of whoop nothing. Get out of here. What is this shit?
You know what?
Take the blue out that.
I think it still would have worked without the blue.
But
you know what though? But it's still fun.
Take the blue out of it, and it does not pop as much.
Which is why they weren't going to have that. Oh, they have.
I get that. Okay, I get that.
Hold on. They have this on Zip. I might be giving you a check. Hey, Vic.
Zip is that shit, boy. I
didn't peep that before. Go back,
you
Vic.
late,
Go back.
man. You never peeped that? You late.
No, I don't go. I'm like Z. I don't buy merchandise. Go back. Yeah,
they used to do WWE. They used to do Klarna, but Klarna doesn't accept everybody. Zip accepts everybody.
All right, can we go back? Because I'm not getting a women's Intercontinental Championship belt.
Yeah.
But anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, this segment brought to you by shit that you should buy. This is a new segment here, shit that you should buy on WWEshop.com. Brought to you by the SmackDown Penitentiary.
I was over here trying to shop.
I might just do that show.
Mark, you have to go back, man. I don't know if you heard, but today and today only, WWE championships are 25% off. Like, you gotta help me out. I need to get a undisputed title and the world title.
I wanted to say something about the entrance. Did you guys notice that they pronounce all of them as Usos? You notice that? It was Sammy, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, the Usos. I thought that was pretty dope because Sami Zayn did say before the War Games that he originated from the Uso Penitentiary. I thought it was a nice little touch. I mean, I popped for it, but the fact that these they was yeeting for 7 minutes. I know they was tired. Jumping around, yeeting, bopping for 7 minutes. And they're like, all right, now we about to have this 12-minute match. Like, yeah, that was a bit much, but
I felt like there was one point where Jay was like, okay, but they kept on going, so he had to keep doing it just because they weren't turning the music off. They weren't turning the fucking music off, but they were stretching it. But I mean, it's a sight to see. But I also think that this is why I said I don't think any more Samoans are coming up or anything like that. I think this really is the end. I don't think they're going to come out on a consistent basis after this. I think this was
Zilla can't come. Zilla can't do nothing until he gets done with his match with Booker T. So if Zilla is a thing, he can't come up until after mid-January. So I agree. He's not. I don't think he's. Apparently, the thing is, he's still. They saying that he's still raw. Pause. He's still rough around the edges.
Get him, Willie. Get him, Willie.
No, you can't get me. I pause myself. But Booker T has been the catalyst for a lot of people that we are now seeing that are getting great pushes, and nobody talks about it. We're talking about Trick Williams. We're talking about Roxanne Perez. We're talking about somebody else from reality of wrestling that's like big on NXT right now, and I can't remember. But Booker T is instrumental in bringing these guys in, and that should be touted, because a lot of people don't even realize it. They just think that he's the annoying voice on NXT, and he's really helping this next generation.
He goes to indie promotions that are not a part of it, and he'll speak up. And
I'm curious to see about this new show with who was it? Mick Foley, Bubba Ray, Mickey James. You know what I'm talking about? It's supposed to be like some tough enough type.
But I know what you're talking about, because I had a match at one of the NXT I went to with Vander Holyfield's son, I think, and something versus I want to say it was Maxine Dupree's fiance. Also, I want to say
who's her fiance?
So Maxine's fiance is a performance center wrestler. Like if I say, I know who he is. But Jacob Fatu apparently is gaining some weight.
You think?
Yeah, according
I see it.
Some people say that he's getting fatter. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, maybe it's that catering. Maybe it's catering.
But would you think it is by chance, or would you think it's by like, all right, we saw you slim, and we kind of need a heavier, right? Like, like if you want to have this guy look like Solo gets compared to Umaga a lot, right? But he doesn't have the body type of Umaga. He's a little bit more slimmer than Umaga was.
He actually, since he got this main event spot, he slimmed down a lot.
But Jacob on the indies had pretty much the stock of a Umaga, right? Like Umaga looks like Jacob Fatu looks like what we remember Umaga as. Like, he's unstoppable. And that was first what we thought Solo was, but Solo's now developed character, and there's no longer a mystique about him. So we can't really keep putting Umaga on him, because he's giving a Samoan spike. Oh, wow. I'm done. I'm talking in my phone camera, but I have this on my big screen TV so I can see the comments. And I was talking, I saw Chunky on the screen. I was like, what? I'm done. Go ahead, take it away.
Solo always gets those kind of burns out. Let me tell you right now. Solo's funny as hell. He told the fan, "Your mother was sweating underneath me." And he does that. He's quick-witted like that. That being said, I think that a lot of stuff is ending. I also want to point out, Z, that your show ended with the Bloodline with their fingers up in the air like normal. 2 hours, 3 hours. It don't matter.
Of course.
Do y'all see that sign in the background?
Solo Sikoa is the Temu Tribal Chief. I've seen that sign a few times.
This shit ended perfectly.
Tama Tonga, I thought, did a fantastic job last night. I'll say, as far as Jacob Fatu being fatter, most wrestlers, when they look their best, is after an injury and they come back, because they're not on the road as much. They're to spend a lot more time in the gym and rehabbing and stuff like that. So when they come out, they look really shredded. Jacob Fatu, when he first appeared, he was backstage for quite a few months, just getting ready. So he had a lot more time to train. Now,
what was that name in the crowd?
Pause, Chris. What the hell did I say? Like, what? I didn't say anything to deserve a pause. Thank you very much. Would you say?
I think you said he looked a lot bigger.
Oh, okay. I said he, not it. Leon the King. I would not say he's the best heel of the year. No, but I will say this. I think he's the most underrated heel of the year, and I'll say that because we just had our award show, And when we did Heel of the Year, he was not even nominated, and I feel like he should have been because very few people go out there and do have that kind of reaction. People hate him. One of his the phrase that gets thrown in his direction all the time, the chant that gets always thrown in his direction is "fuck you, Solo." Like people really dislike him, and I think, and honestly, at this point, I think he's a better heel than MJF. I think MJF tries.
I gotta go, fellas.
Yeah, I feel you. We're about to wrap up. Let's go ahead and go. Go ahead, Vic. I'll take everybody out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for SmackDown. Great show. Thank you so much for joining us real quick. For the hour and 49 minutes. Show for everyone. Monday, immediately at 6 o'clock p.m. is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan hosted by Mike Knox, the Mike Knox Show. Monday, this coming Monday, matter of fact, let me throw it up real quick because I just have it in there, is the Raw watch-along with various hosts. I'm not going to name all of them. For Monday Night Raw for the Netflix premiere. I won't be on it. But we will have various hosts on there. So that's the Monday Night Raw watch along.
I'll probably pop in.
Every Monday after that, we either going to do it on Tuesdays or we might have the Mondays immediately after Raw still. We're not sure. We'll know by the end of tomorrow night. Tuesdays, NXT with Bad Guy Jack and Wrestling Doll. Wednesdays, AEW Only Women with Sheriff and Cactus Katie and a friend. Top 5 hopefully come back this Thursday or next Thursday. And every single Saturday.
Top 5 bloodline moments. I'm sure I'll be ready. I'm sure I'll be ready.
All right, we'll talk to stay tuned to us in SmackDown Penitentiary every single Saturday with Vic, as well as Z is silent. But want to make sure that you join us. It's going to be a big one. They're treating this like it's a WrestleMania or something. I don't know what's going on, but looking forward to that. In the meantime, for Z, for Vic, I'm the Exec Consultant. We'll see you right here next time on Unpopular Review. Thanks and good afternoon, everyone.